So in this example, it says several adults were asked if they had kids, and 61 had kids, while 31 did not have kids. Based on this, construct a 90% confidence interval for the true proportion of people with kids. So, okay, so again, we're doing a confidence interval. We want to do a 90% confidence interval. So we're trying to estimate, like, let's say this is for a certain town. We're saying, hey, in our town, or maybe it's all of America, what percentage of adults have kiddos? What percentage of adults have kids? Well, we did a survey and asked a bunch of people, a bunch of adults, if they have kids. 61 said yeah, 31 said no. So what does that make you think? Well, you can see the answer down here. We are 90% confident that the real average percentage of adults that have kids in all of America is somewhere between 58% and 74%. We're 90% sure that it's somewhere between 58 and 74% of American adults have kids. There's a 10% chance that it's outside that region, like more than 74% have kids or less than 58. But there's 90% chance the real average for all of America somewhere, based on our study, somewhere between 58 and 74. How do we do that? Well, I'll just write out steps. Number one, you go to the online calculator, and it's going to be the confidence interval for a proportion. How do we know that? Well, because it says true population proportion, right? We're trying to find the percentage of American adults that have kiddos. And step two, that makes you put in N, X, and CL. So what is our N? N is always the number. So that's going to be 61 plus 31, because we asked 61 adults had kids, 31 did not. So add that up. That's 92 total people we asked. N is always the total. X is how many said yes. So N is always the total number of people you asked. X is how many said yes. 61. 61 had kiddos. And the confidence level, remember, that's got to be a decimal. So that 90% confidence level, make that 0.90. Put that into the calculator. So let me show you. And then we'll get our answer. And the answer will be, this will be the lower bound, and this will be the upper bound problem. So let me go to the calculator. Whoops, going to the wrong place here. Go to the calculator. Here, let me show you where it's at. It was a previous problem there. So here it is. The confidence interval proportion is number 12. Confidence interval for a proportion, number 12. Click on that. Opens up, and the N, as we said, is 92, because that's the total number of people we asked. X is how many said yes, and that was 61 of the adults said yes, I have kids. Confidence level, they want us to form a 90% confidence interval. Make sure that's a decimal, and hit calculate. There it is, the lower bound, as we said, 58, the upper bound, 74. The P with the little triangle above called P hat, that's 66%. That was, for our sample, 66% of the families, the adults said, yes, I have kids. So that gives us 90% confidence that the real average for all of America, this is just 66 is just the percentage of our sample, but we think the real average for all of America is somewhere between, we're 90% sure it's somewhere between 58% and 74%. And so there we go.